Compound interest is the most powerful way to grow wealth. It's when your money makes money. Then that money makes even more money. Like a snowball rolling downhill, it gets bigger every step of the way. Albert Einstein even called it the eighth wonder of the world. Here's a simple example. Mary invests $1,000 in the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is a stock market index of 500 major U.S. companies. Over the last 100 years, it's averaged about a 10% return per year. So after 10 years, Mary's initial investment of $1,000 could grow to about $2,600. After 20 years of this investment, she'd have around $6,700. And after 30 years of this, she'd have nearly $17,500. That's the power of compounding. Now compare the S&P 500 to a savings account with a bank. Banks pay very little interest compared to the S&P 500, which has grown much more. Plus, investing your money into the S&P 500 helps you beat inflation. Inflation is when prices of everyday things rise over time. And because the S&P 500 usually grows faster than inflation, your money not only grows, it keeps its value over time and doesn't lose purchasing power. Here's the good news. Some years' returns of the S&P 500 are lower. But as you can see from my chart, most years the return goes up. That's why, in the long run, the S&P 500 has been so effective at growing wealth. And this is why investing early matters. If Mary invests $1,000 at age 20, by age 60 she'd have $45,000. But if she waits until age 30 to invest $1,000, she would only have $17,500 by age 60. Same money, same market, just less time. Now imagine if it was you. Starting earlier could give you almost 3 times more returns.
Why?
Because the initial investment had more years to grow. Here's another key point. The bigger your initial investment, the more money you'll likely make later. For example, if Mary invests $10,000 instead of $1,000, after 30 years, she could have about $175,000. Remember, the S&P 500 has averaged about a 10% annual return. So the bigger your initial investment, the bigger that 10% return will likely be. And those bigger gains keep compounding or growing even more year after year. It's simply a faster way to build wealth. But the most important thing is this. Just start, even if it's only $1,000. Over time, compounding can turn your money into something much bigger.